I carried my family for years. Then they threw me out and called me Heartless, so I walked away. I never thought I'd be spilling my guts like this, but here I am, typing out my story for strangers to judge. My buddy told me this might help me process everything, and honestly, I could use some clarity. My name's Ethan, I'm 27, and for as long as I can remember, I've been the one holding my family together. Now, I'm done, and I'm letting fate sort out the mess I left behind. Growing up, I was the kid who always had it together. Straight A's, never missed a chore, stayed out of trouble. My younger brother, Jake, 2 years my junior, was the opposite. He was the family's golden boy, showered with attention and excused for every screw-up. Better birthday gifts, fewer consequences, less pressure to perform. It was obvious who the favorite was. Don't get me wrong, I care about Jake, but the favoritism stung, and it only got worse as we grew older. By the time I hit my teens, I was working odd jobs, mowing lawns, delivering papers, anything to save a buck. Now, I'm a logistics coordinator at a mid-sized firm. It's not a dream job, but it pays well, and I've always been smart about budgeting. Jake, though, chased big dreams. He wanted to be an entrepreneur, which sounds great until you see the trail of failed startups he left behind. His latest venture, a custom t-shirt printing business, tanked about 18 months ago, leaving him broke. Jake's married to Sarah, 25, and they have 2 kids, Mia and Lucas. Those kids are the sweetest, and I've always tried to be the fun uncle, slipping them toys or treats when I could. But raising kids isn't cheap, and Jake and Sarah are terrible with money. I'd see them splurge on flashy gadgets or dinners out while struggling to cover rent. Times are tough for everyone, sure, but their priorities were all over the place. For years, I lived in the ground floor apartment of my parents' house in a quiet suburb. It was a sweet deal. Private entrance, small kitchenette, enough room to feel independent. I paid rent on time, covered utilities, and tossed in extra for household expenses like internet or repairs. Everything was fine until Jake's business collapsed. At first, he and Sarah tried to scrape by in a cramped rental, but they couldn't keep up. I stepped in where I could, buying groceries, covering a utility bill, watching the kids. I thought I was helping, but it was never enough. Then came the bombshell. One evening, I got home from a long shift, and my parents were waiting in the living room, faces grim. "Ethan, we need to talk about Jake," my mom said, her tone heavy. My stomach sank. They didn't beat around the bush. Jake, Sarah, and the kids were moving into my apartment, and I was being relocated to the attic. Let's be clear, the attic isn't a living space. It's a dusty, windowless storage area crammed with old furniture, Christmas decorations, and my dad's ancient golf clubs. No insulation, no privacy, just a pull-down ladder to get up there. "How am I supposed to live in the attic?" I asked, trying to stay calm. My dad shrugged. "They've got kids, Ethan. They need the space more than you." My mom chimed in. "It's our house, and this is what's best for the family." I was floored. "I pay rent for that apartment," I said. "I've been helping out for years. And you're just kicking me out?" My mom waved it off. "We'll make the attic nice for you. It's only temporary." Temporary, they said, but their tone made it clear. My needs didn't matter. Jake's family was the priority, and I was expected to fall in line. They didn't even ask for my input, just handed down the decision like I was a kid. The move happened at lightning speed. Within days, my apartment was overrun with Jake's family's stuff. Cribs, toys, piles of clothes. I was left to haul my belongings to the attic, squeezing my life into a corner next to boxes of junk. Living there was miserable. No door, no quiet, just the constant hum of the house below. I'd come home to find dishes piled in the sink, my food eaten, and kids' toys scattered everywhere. Jake and Sarah acted like the place was theirs, and my parents just nodded along. I tried to grin and bear it, but the resentment built fast. One time, I gave Jake $200 for essentials, only to see Sarah post about a new smartwatch on Instagram the next day. Another time, I overheard them arguing about buying concert tickets while the kids needed new shoes. It was infuriating, but whenever I brought it up, my parents shut me down. "They're struggling," my mom would say. "You don't understand because you don't have kids." I hit my breaking point one afternoon when Lucas, my nephew, wandered into the attic and started rifling through my stuff. He was playing with my laptop charger, tugging at the cord. "Hey, buddy," I said gently. "This isn't a toy. Can you go downstairs?" My mom overheard and swooped in. "Ethan, he's just a kid. Don't be so hard on him." "Hard on him?" I was just trying to protect my things in the one tiny space I had left. She gave me that disappointed look, like I was the problem, and ushered Lucas out. The final straw came during a work-from-home day. I was on a video call, crammed in the attic, when the noise from downstairs, kids screaming, Jake shouting, Sarah blasting music, made it impossible to focus. I stormed down and said, "Can you please keep it down?" "I'm working." Jake rolled his eyes. "We've got kids, man. What do you expect?" I snapped. "I expect some respect. I gave up my home for you, and you can't even keep the noise down?" My mom, as usual, intervened. "Ethan, they're doing their best. Don't make this harder than it needs to be." That night, I knew I couldn't stay. My family didn't value me. They saw me as a resource, not a person. I started searching for a way out. Rent in my area was sky high, but I found a budget motel offering weekly rates. It wasn't luxurious, but it had a bed, a desk, and silence. I booked a week, packed a bag, and sat my parents down. "I'm leaving," I said. "I need space to figure things out." My mom's face twisted. "Leaving? What's that supposed to mean?" My dad chimed in. "You can't just abandon your family. Jake needs that apartment, and we need your help with bills." I couldn't believe it. "My help?" I said. "You took my home and shoved me in the attic. I've been paying for years. Rent, groceries, emergencies, and now I'm supposed to keep funding a house I don't live in?" My mom sighed. "Family means sacrifice, Ethan." I laughed bitterly. "I've sacrificed enough. I'm done." I walked out, ignoring their protests, and drove to the motel. For the first time in years, I felt free. No chaos, no guilt trips, just peace. But it didn't last. On day 4, my mom texted, "Ethan, we need your share for utilities and food. Jake's family can't cover it." I was stunned. I called her. "I'm not living there," I said. "Why would I pay?" Her response. "Because we're family. Jake's struggling, and you're the one who's always helped." My dad got on the line, calling me selfish. Jake grabbed the phone next, saying, "You don't get it because you don't have kids. We need you." I hung up, shaking with anger. A week later, my mom texted about a family meeting. I knew it was a trap, but I went, hoping to make them understand. The living room was packed. Parents, Jake, Sarah, aunts, uncles, even cousins. It felt like an intervention. My mom started with, "We're worried about you, Ethan." Worried? I thought. Worried I'm not footing the bill anymore? My dad said my attitude was tearing the family apart. Jake played the kid card again. "Mia misses you. You're letting her down." I'd had enough. "Let's get this straight," I said. "I've paid rent, covered bills, and bailed you out for years. When Jake's business was fine, did he ever chip in?" Number. "But now that he's struggling, I'm supposed to keep paying? I gave up my home, and you call me selfish?" I turned to Jake. "Remember when I gave you money for diapers, and Sarah bought a designer jacket the next day? Or when you were late on rent but still got her a fancy dinner? That's why I'm done." The room went silent. My mom started crying. My dad glared, and Jake mumbled something about me not understanding. My aunt tried to lecture me about responsibility, but I cut her off. Responsibility doesn't mean being a doormat. You all decided Jake's needs trump mine without asking me. I'm not your bank. I walked out, ignoring the flurry of texts calling me immature. Then came the low blow. My mom called my office, telling my boss I was having family issues and might need time off. My manager pulled me aside, confused, and I was mortified. My personal life was now workplace gossip, all because my family couldn't respect boundaries. That was it. I went no contact. Blocked their numbers, ignored their emails. It's been a month, and I'm still at the motel saving for my own place. Part of me feels guilty. Those kids don't deserve to suffer, and I wonder if I'm being too harsh. But I can't keep setting myself on fire to keep them warm. I'm focusing on me now, my job, my savings, my peace. Karma can handle the rest. So what's your take? Am I the jerk for cutting them off?